Mason Jar family. Okay, I'm Mama Carol, and Mama April said the other day that I would be telling my story. So here I am today. I'm sorry, we were actually supposed to get the video up a few days ago, but some things happened and the video kept getting put off. And so we know how things happen in families and things just get, like tossed around. So, anyway, today I'm going to tell you my story of what happened. You may notice I have some notes in front of me, but I have this tendency of going off on rabbit trails. So I figured I would just print this out so I could just kind of stay on track with you guys. But anyway, let me bring you back. 1988. I was having pain in my chest, and it was in my breast, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that I probably pulled a chest muscle. Well, she gave me a couple bottles of Tylenol and told me take that for about a week or two, and if it continued, to come back and see her. So I went back a few weeks later. I actually had found a lump, and she said that she still believed that it was a pulled chest muscle, but if I was persistent, she would send me to another physician, in which case that's what I said to do. When I went to the other physician, they pretty much told me that I was too young. I was 27 at the time, and that I was too young to probably have anything more than some pulled chest muscles. But if I was persistent, that they would do a mammography on me. They said it was very rare at that time that they done mammographies on somebody my age. Well, I was persistent. I had a friend actually who had gone through breast cancer. She was a little older than me, but she had gone through it only, I would say, about 6 months before I had been, before me. And we kind of had a lot of the same symptoms. So I was not backing off. I wanted to go and have this, have the mammography done. Well, back in the day, one of the things was you, when you had a mammography done, you had to wait, actually 6 to 10 days before you got any kind of results. Well, it just so happened that I got my results back, and they told me that my results were clear, that there was nothing to worry about. Well, you know your body, and you know when something just isn't right. So I spoke to my friend and I said, do you think it is possible that I could get an appointment at Fox Chase Cancer Center? And she said, well, I believe that you have to have a referral, but you could always call and ask. So I called up Fox Chase, and they told me, of course, I needed a referral. And they asked me why, why was I thinking that there was something there. And I explained about feeling the lump, and she said, well, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get your records and take a look at them, and we can get back to you. Well, they called me back about, I would say, 6 hours later. They said, we have gone round and round with the hospital to get these records, and we've not been able to get them. So what we're going to do, instead of waiting for a referral, we're just going to let you come in. So they set up the appointment. I went to see the doctor. He done the examination. He said, we're going to do a mammography. And he came back in, and he said, I without even doing the biopsy, I already believe that we know that it's cancer. Now, it had to do with the calcification, pieces of calcification, they circle. The thing is, my goodness, from back in 1988 to today, it's absolutely phenomenal, the difference in the testing. But he actually told me, he said, we're going to do the biopsy. We're going to set it up for 2 days from now. I said, okay, that's fine. And he wound up, they done the biopsy. And when he came in, he said, I want to tell you, he said, there wasn't one mass, there was five. And he said, the one is on the bone, and we're kind of concerned that it hasn't gone into bone cancer. So they set me up for, I think it was 3 days later, to have a mastectomy done. That was my choice. He told me they could have done the other one where they only remove part of the breast, but they said because of it being so extensive, they really didn't recommend that. So I chose just to have the mastectomy done. Uh, when they done that, they also removed lymph nodes. And when the doctor came in afterwards and told me that, I had the mastectomy done, and they told me that they would come in and they would let me know what my results were from the lymph nodes, but it usually takes a few days to get the results on that. Now today they probably have it instantaneously. Well, they said out of the 27 lymph nodes that they removed, 21 of them were cancerous. It wasn't looking good. I was basically a stage 3 on the cusp of a stage 4 because of the lymph node involvement. And I needed to have 6 rounds of chemo. I needed to have months of radiation. And even back then, they didn't have a lot of the technology that they have today, which you won't lose your hair a lot of times. Sometimes they do. There's all kinds of medications that they can give you now for sickness and things like that. They really didn't have too much of that back in 1988. So, needless to say, chemo really got me down. Well, when, of course, my first questions were, what is going to happen to me? My children at that time were 5 and 12. What is my husband going to do? How is he going to raise them alone? So many questions took over. But I can tell you the one thing that changed in my life. People actually think it's kind of strange that I would ever look at cancer as a gift. However, I was a workaholic. And so many times, my April especially would tell me, could you read me a bedtime story? And because of being tired from working all day, a lot of times I would ask my other daughter, Dawn, can you read her story? I would say, April, I'm just too tired. But you know what? When I was diagnosed with cancer, I realized how short life was. That bedtime story suddenly became important because I didn't know how many more bedtime stories was I going to be able to tell. And when it was raining outside, we went outside and we danced in the rain. Leaves took on a whole new color, and the sound of the crunch under your feet from the leaves and snow, and you look at every snowflake in a different way. Cancer changes your life, and my family became my first priority over work. Well, when I had gone back to the doctor, and he said, told me basically my outlook was, I had a 50-50 chance of surviving 2 years. And he said to me, "Do you have any questions?" And I said, "No, none that I can think of." And I just looked at them. And when he walked out the door, he came back in and he said, "Carolyn, I already know your question, but only you can answer that." And my question was, how long do I really have? And he said, "It's really all up here. Do you have hope? Do you have faith that will get you through this?" Well, I had hope and I had faith that I would get through it. And let me tell you, it was not an easy road by by no sense of the word, but it is now 28 years later. I'm still here. Since then, I have inherited 2 son-in-laws, 5 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, and life is wonderful. And the one thing that I can say, don't let it get you down. I know right now I am speaking to somebody. This is my story, but you have your own story. And one day you're going to be able to say, "You know what? I beat this. I did not let it get me down. I have hope." And to end this, I'm going to say there was one song, whew, that I said I was going to do this, but there was one song that got me through, and it was my theme song for my life. And it was Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful World." And that's it. What a wonderful world. Now, all right, let's switch gears here. We are having a giveaway. And what I would like to do is, we have this bag here, be the person who refuses to give up. Now, we done another YouTube video that shows everything in this bag. We want to give one away. And we want to give everything that's in the bag. Now, I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm not going to go over everything in detail. But we have a double wall tumbler. There are sunglasses. There is charm bracelets. By the way, these are gorgeous. I want these myself. There is body lotion, shampoo, earbuds, and they have the little Susan G. Corman sign on them. We've got tattoos, stickers. I'm sorry, they're not tattoos, they're stickers. Impact, make one. We have Hope for a Cure for your car or your refrigerator or wherever you want to stick it. That wasn't very nice. We have fashion gel pens. Now, these are awesome. I love the glitter ones anyway. And those are for this coloring book, which is really, really awesome. Nothing's better than just sitting down and just coloring. Paint your own story, color your own story. But anyway, all of this is in this bag. Go to our other video and you will be able to enter this. What we would really like to see you do, we want you to subscribe to our channel, because I'll tell you what, we got a lot more videos coming. But we would like you to subscribe to our channel, and we would also like for you to make a comment that, are you a survivor? Are you supporting somebody? Who are you going pink for? That's what we want to know. So leave your comment. Remember what I said. Subscribe below. And hey, win this bag full of stuff. So anyway, I am out. Y'all come back and see us. Here we go.